Hello everyone and welcome to another video. And in today's video, I like to talk about Book 10 for the Horus Heresy. We all know that Book 10 is coming. They already said that Book 10 will will have the Dark Mechanicum stuff. And I want to talk about what I expect from the Book 10. And that would be the topic for today's video. So, let's start with the full Dark Mech army list. So, they said Dark Mech stuff is in Book 10, so I expect a full Dark Mech army list. Which means, I think they should have proto-demon engines. We all know the demon engines from Warhammer 40k, the Defiler, the Mauler Fiend, the Forge Fiend. Is there anything else? The Nurgly stuff, the Blight Drone. I think this is a good start. You could add that to the Horus Heresy with the full Dark Mech army list. But I think you could also do something else, something new. Maybe have some, like the Word Bearers have Marigal Dreadnoughts. Have some half-demon Thalaxy, Castellax, Thanatar, and whatever. But you can control them when you're psychic, so because they're demon engines, they don't need the Cortex controller anymore, or something like that. I think that would be very, very cool, to be honest. I would also love to see, because the Mechanicum army doesn't have any psychic abilities. I think the possibility for psychic magi, because they are using the warp powers, would be very awesome. Maybe there's some strap coat magic thing, for example, that specifically targets normal Mechanicum lists or vehicles. Or you could have them do biomancy and enhance the automata they use and whatever. And then what I also would love to see is special automata. So you not have not real, not demon engines, but special automata who have warp infused weapons. So you would maybe have a Castellax, but he has a Kai bolter. But the Kai bolter is something the Chaos Space Marines had before the Chaos Space Marines had in 3rd edition. It was basically a warp bolter, and it could be maybe souped up. It could be a souped up Mauler bolter, for example. The Strike 6 AP3 bolter that the automata from the Mechanicum usually have. Or they have warp flamers, or the stuff from the Decimator engine. Those weapons, for example, would be very, very cool. And then, obviously, Chaos Knights, Chaos Engines, Titans, obviously pretty clear. They would have that, but maybe have some upgrade kits for the Knights. Maybe not the weapons, because I think the Chaos Knights, even in 40k, still use normal weapons and are not basically giant demon princes with tentacles and stuff. So I would maybe give them upgrade kits for all the Knights. I think Forge World already does one for the normal GW Knight. I would like to see it for the Forge World Knights as well. And then for the Mechanicum, I would like to see a fully revised Mechanicum list. What means fully revised army list? I would like to have the whole list in one book, everything that's out now in one book, which means because you need quite a couple of black books even when you have the red book, to have all the Mechanicum stuff in one, that you need. So I would say maybe put them all in one book. That would be pretty nice, I guess. Not I guess, I think that would be awesome. Then also one thing, Skitarii for the Horus Heresy. Come on, Forge World. We know you have some kits in plastic for the Horus Heresy. Add the Skitarii to it because they are in all the books. They are awesome. They are very cool. They shouldn't be. They should not be in the Heresy. There should definitely be Skitarii in the Heresy, not only Secutari for the Horus Heresy. Because they are in all the books. Like every book that has something about Mechanicum has something about a Skitarii in them, or mentions Skitarii. Then maybe also an HQ unit for the Skitarii. I think there's a lot of mentions of Skitarii Primuses. Skitarii Prime, Primus, Prime, something like that. You know what I mean. A Skitarii HQ. And new anti-demon automata or loadouts. So maybe there's some sanctified Castellax thing that's like doing like the nullificators, for example. Like the nullificators, so you have something on the basis of a Castellax. It's a nullificator Castellax, for example, that has Toxiferran Flamers and Psy-out missiles and such stuff, or Thanatar with Psy-out mortars instead of plasma mortars, for example. That would also be very cool. Because I feel like the Mechanicum would develop something like that in the Horus Heresy, just like the Legions have developed their anti-Psyche units, in my opinion. And then I would also really, really like to see some revised Legions. I think the Night Lords revision was very nice to see. From the Thramas book, obviously it was mainly about Dark Angels, but you can see their Night Lords got some love. They even got a new unit, which I think is cool, and I think there's a couple of Legions that maybe need some revising of their rules, a revisiting of their rules, and maybe another unit added. So, for Emperor's Children, I think they have with 3 units, they're pretty good. I could see them have a 4th unit, maybe something melee oriented, or a Sonic Dread like the old Forge World thing. So you basically have a Cacophony Dread. I think that would be very cool, or Cacophony Contemptor or something. You know what I mean. That would be very cool. Salamanders, I think they need another unit because they only have 2. No, not saying that the Pyroclasts and the Fire Drakes aren't enough, but every other Legion tends to have 3 special units, so I guess maybe not so nice that the Salamanders only have 2. For the Iron Hands, it's the same. I would love to see another Iron Hand unit, maybe a vehicle, because when you think about Iron Hands, you think about vehicles. And maybe it's just like the Kiazagan Speeder from the White Scars. It's just a Javelin Speeder variant. Maybe not a Javelin Speeder, but a Saber variant that has something. Graph Cannons or something. Graph Cannons, because 30k, the Iron Hands are the Graph Boys. They are the dudes that are allowed to have Graph Guns in their special weapon squads. And then for Raven Guard, obviously very nice. Maybe you could, with the Raven Guard stuff, tie in the release of Carapace Armored Space Marines for the Recon Marines, But for Raven Guard, they have the sneaky dudes. They have the sneaky Mordathan, and then they have the Raptors, Dark Furies, with the power claws, and I think something else that fits the Raven Guards, and obviously new rights of war for the Legion. For every Legion that was mentioned, maybe a character. Although I think the Iron Hands have a couple of good characters. The Salamanders also. For the Raven Guard, I don't really know, but maybe release a Raven Guard character series model. Praetor, for example, that would be very cool. Imagine them releasing Shadrach Meduson or something. I know he's in the Raven Guard, but that's like what I'm thinking. So that would be very, very awesome. If you could just get those things in Book 10, I would be totally fine with it. I would love, and I'm yet already. We just got Book 9, but I'm already stoked for Book 10. The hype is obviously self-made by me, because I know what could be in the book. And this is just more of a suggestion video, or what I like to see. Thank you all for listening. Have a good one. Stay healthy. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Subscribe to my channel. Like the video. Comment. Ask me stuff. Join the Discord server. And goodbye.